I'm addicted to YouTube. And I don't listen to other podcasts or anything as far as podcasts, but I listen to other stuff when it's on YouTube. Yeah. And people love using you, Chael, for your quotes and your like edgy stuff. Like, look at what Chael Sonnen said about Ronda Rousey. Look at what Chael Sonnen said about Conor McGregor. I really get a kick out of it.
I appreciate that. I guess it's a compliment. I don't know that. I don't know how to monetize that or what those guys are up to. I'm not much of a YouTube guy. Maybe I should be putting my own clips up there, but it is always a compliment and flattering when somebody takes something you said and cut it up and edit it and then puts it out another time. That's a good way to know, okay, well, that hit, that resonated.
Well, Chael, as someone who's, late in their life learned to be a master of media, you of all people should know that no press is bad press. And if they're talking about then you're doing something right.
Well, and they know they know whenever you open your mouth, for one, you actually know what you're talking about, and two, it's always going to be entertaining at least. So you have two points on your team.
I appreciate that, fellas. And I tell you, I'm looking for an emotion, and there's so many people that want a positive reaction. I'm not after a positive reaction. I'm just after a reaction.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
Positive, that could be 50%, but negative, that's also a strong emotion. If I can get somebody to care one way or the other, then I've succeeded. That's what I'm setting out to do. So many people hate to be booed, man. Fighters just they want to be cheered, but I'm a heel. I'm the bad guy, and a boo is a heel's cheers. It is music to my ears, but you got to work for it. They don't come easy.
Yeah, as long as they know your name, that's all that matters. Now, Bill, one thing I want to get, Chael, I want to talk about, because I was thinking about Bill Goldberg, that's why I said Bill just now. Before we talk about the fight coming up on January 21st, I just want to hear a little bit about, did you grow up a massive wrestling fan? Was it something you got into later on? Because it's obviously had a huge influence on your persona and stuff in MMA.
Of the pros, the professional wrestling, I was a big fan of in the 80s. My fandom has greatly been exaggerated. But I was there like in the Hogan era and the Demolition and Junkyard Dog and Jake the Snake. I was there for those guys. Ted DiBiase, one of the finest heels of all time. But then I kind of left. That was early 80s or mid 80s, and then by late 80s I was out, and I didn't come back until The Rock and Stone Cold made their run, and when they trizzled off, I left as well. So,
but you got the shtick down.
I'm not as big of a fan as I might not be as big of a fan as sometimes gets reported. The guys that have influenced me the most are politicians, and I know politics are boring and most people don't watch, but I'm a fan. I'm fascinated by that. I could tell you, the debates that went on, tell you the candidates' names in a New Hampshire primary. I mean, stuff that nobody else is watching. I always found that interesting because it's verbal warfare, it's mental warfare, the gamesmanship, the body language. That's the stuff that I used to learn how to take over a crowd.
I'm interested in that stuff, Chael. Believe me, I'm all about it. I'm a nerd. I'm into history. I'm into politics. I love it. I'm not as dumb as Ian looks.
Yeah. Any sort of mass manipulation is always a good thing to learn.
Now, yeah, that's right. It really is, and that's where I kind of picked up that skill. Those were the people that influenced me far more than wrestlers did. But I think wrestlers deserve their due. They do understand promoting. They do understand it's okay to blur lines. People call you a liar. It's like, hey, look, I'm not here. This isn't a nonfiction story, I'm telling you, but it's an entertaining one, so stand back and enjoy it.
Listen, who understands drama and acting and emotions more than politicians? Nobody.
Yeah. Some of the fakest son of bitches you're ever going to meet, but they are good at it.
Especially these days.
Have you ever had any offers to get into pro wrestling, WWE, anything like that?
Yeah, I think it's been documented.
But I mean,
I had some offers. Yes, once was going to be like a one-time appearance at a WrestleMania, but I had an actual contract to jump in the business and travel the roads and do the whole circuit, 250 days a year. I was 33 years old, and they thought maybe I was on the high side age-wise. They're looking for somebody that's 19 to 21 years old that they can bring in and teach the psychology as well as the moves. So I was getting a little bit of a pass on that because I did have a back in pro wrestling and a back history when I was in college. So I knew a little bit more. I was a little bit ahead of the curve. And then I had a little bit of a name that could come in and a little bit of a skill set, be it with the microphones or however. And they thought there was some opportunity there, but by that point, I had lost interest. I was just dead set on beating Anderson Silva. It had consumed me. There was just nothing else in life. No matter how big their numbers were, I had my own goals, and it was just about victory at that time. So, c'est la vie. We'll never know.